Hi, it's Sandy Wyllie. Welcome to my mental health channel, where I wipe away the stigma of mental illness by talking about my own personal struggles, having borderline personality disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and depression. I talk about narcissism and schizophrenia, and I wrote a book right here, Life with My Schizophrenic Father. I talk about my unethical psychologist who had sex with me. And the links to all these books that I wrote are down below in the description. They're available on Amazon. But I only come on as a former patient of almost 20 years. I'm not a licensed therapist. I do not hold a degree in psychology, so I can't diagnose you. And all I ask in turn of you in the comments is your kindness and respect. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. Hit that subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. That way you will be notified every time a new video of mine comes out. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, your family, on your social media platforms. Share my videos. And please comment. I answer every single comment back. I want to know about you and your experiences. Now, today's topic for this video is mistakes to never make in your life. I am almost 60 years old. I will be 60 in July of this year. I was born in 65, and July of 2025, I will be the big 60. So I've lived well over half a century. And I've made like gazillions of mistakes, and I want you to learn from me. All right? So, mistakes to never make in your life. Number one, there's 5 of them. There's 5. Number 1, your dreams, okay? Do not dream your life away. What I mean by this is, always dreaming of what you could have done, what you wish you could do, what you could have done in the past, or what you wish you could do in the future. But always just keeping it in your head, I wish I could have got my bachelor degree. But you know what? I'm too old to get a bachelor's degree. No, you're not. But I'm 40. That's way too old. All my friends, have kids, and they're saving up for their kids' college education. All right, let me tell you this, people. You're never too old to start anything. And I'm going to give you an example of that. Grandma Moses, okay? Grandma Moses. Go Google that name, Grandma Moses. She started painting at the age of 78. Google it, because I've heard of her all my life. 78, she started to become an artist. Now, what would other women her age be thinking of? Oh, soon enough I'm going to be in a nursing home. Or 78, I'm too old. I'm not going to have much time left on this earth. I'm glad I even, made it to this age. Do you know that Grandma Moses not only started painting at 78, but she had her picture on the cover of Time magazine for her talents, okay? If she would have given up on her dreams, she would have died, and no one would know who Grandma Moses was. All right? Are you listening to me? This can happen to you. She was 78 years old, all right? It's never too late. Don't give me excuses. I don't want to hear them. Oh, I want to write a book. Write a book. Oh, I want to be a famous YouTuber. Start a YouTube channel. Oh, I want to get a master's degree, a bachelor degree. Go do it. I don't have the money. We didn't have the money to put our son through college. My husband had to co-sign loans. We didn't have any money. Nada. Okay? He got 2 bachelor's degrees. Now he's going for his master's degrees. Anything is possible, okay? Anything. You just have to look into it. Don't ever wish your life away. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Don't ever say it's too late. It's never too late, okay? That's the big number one. Number two, don't put people's needs above your own, all right? You have to think of yourself first. A lot of you people are people pleasers, and I'm guilty of being a people pleaser myself. And by doing that, you're only hurting yourself. This is what I say about you need to have boundaries. You need to be able to say no to people. You have to please yourself and not let people walk all over you like a doormat, because they will. All right? People will use you. I'm almost 60. Do you know how many times I let people walk all over me and use me and hurt me? So I'm going to tell you what I've learned from that experience. And this is what I do now. I match people for where they are. All right? So if people give me this, I'll give them this. All right? I'm not going to give them this when they give me this, because look how much more I'm giving. And I'm also going to be kind. I'm not going to give them this. I'm not going to give them a lot less than what they're giving. I'm going to try to match people for what they're, what they're giving me. And that is, I think that's put me, in a very good state of mind. I don't feel like a doormat, but I also feel like a generous and caring person, because I'm able to say no to people. I'm not giving more than what I'm getting from people, but I'm not giving less either. And I'm matching people for where they are, It's like if you go out to lunch with a girlfriend and she says, oh, I'll pay for it this time, Next time, you pay for it, all right? Don't let her keep paying for it. It doesn't matter if she has more money or that. That's not the concept. The concept is if she's doing for you, you do for her. Maybe you can't afford a very expensive lunch out. Next time you go for coffee and a croissant or something, which you pay for. You see what I mean? I'm not trying to tell you, but she has you making more money. I have, no. That's not what this is about. Got it? Match people for what they give. Don't be the one always giving and doing, and the other person, what are they doing? All right? And don't take advantage of someone else too. Don't let them be the one always giving and doing, and you take advantage of them. Meet people see? Give what you get. Number 3. You know that song, James Taylor, who sings, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way you feel. The biggest regret in my life is not telling people that I love them. And then people will die and you never really told them how you felt. So, always let people that you love and care about, let them know that. All right? Like James Taylor sang, shower the people you love with love. Let them know how you feel. Things are going to get better. If you want, it will. Did you hear that line? If you want, it will. So, always tell people, tomorrow is never promised, okay? You don't want something to happen to someone and you didn't tell them you loved them before they died, or how important they were to you. So that's a big one, all right? Number 4, forgive and let go. Now, let me tell you something about forgiveness. It's not about the other person. It's about you, about your healing. The other person doesn't need to ask for your forgiveness either. I'm going to give you a very good example. Both of my parents died back to back within 3 months of each other. My father died of terminal cancer at 71, and my mother dropped dead of a heart attack. They both died in the same house. My father died sprawled out on the kitchen, not at the same time, within 3 months of each other. My father died sprawled out on the kitchen floor. My mother died of heart disease, sprawled out in the living room floor. They both died. One in the living room, one in the kitchen, sprawled out on the floor. But not at the same time. My mother died first. But that's for another story. My cousin came in. I had no siblings. He was like a brother to me. He was 8 years older than me. And he grew up in the same house as I did. We had a 2-family house. My son was in the hospital for a traumatic brain injury. He was an invalid. He was hospitalized. I'm 38 years old. My parents died back to back. No siblings. I didn't know how to take care of any of the finances, any of the estate. I mean, I didn't know what to do. And my cousin said, I'll come. We're like siblings. We're not cousins. We're brother and sister. And he came in and he stole $35,000 of my inheritance because I wasn't in my right frame of mind. You know, I had too much on my plate. I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I had to get 2 funerals together back to back. I had no one else to help me. I'm the only child, okay? Less than 3 months apart, my mother and father died. I have to arrange for 2 funerals. I mean, my son is hospitalized. I have to go and see him every day. I was just like, I didn't know what I was doing. So it was very easy for my cousin to slip in and take advantage of that. And this is the cousin that was on that TV show. I have a video I did about it. He ran a Ponzi scheme, and he had a life sentence in Cedar Junction, a high security prison, and he was I don't want to go into the whole thing, but anyway, he stole a good portion of my inheritance. I had to get a lawyer and fight that back. At the same time, I'm trying to make arrangements for both my parents' death and my son in the hospital. To say the least, I had revenge fantasies about hanging him from the balls over an open pit fire. I really did have these fantasies of doing that. I hated his guts. Forgive? No way. I held on to that, and it ate a knot, like an ulcer in my stomach. And it just like ate away at me, and I kept fantasizing of, the horrible things I would do to him, and yada, yada, yada. So one day, after I saw on TV that he was found guilty and they were putting him in jail, I said, oh, jail, that's nothing. I wish he was like hung upside down by the balls over an open pit flame. I said that wouldn't even be, But anyway, I just decided, I've held on to this hate and this, revenge and this, anger, rage, not anger. That's too light a word for it. Inferno, rage. Like, how could you do that to your own first cousin? How could you do that when both of my parents died back to back? How could you do that when my son was an invalid and lost his brain in a hospital? How could you do that, take advantage of me because I wasn't in my right frame of mind? I'm almost ready to be committed to the hospital, because I was totally depleted. I got very sick. I had to go to the hospital because I was severely dehydrated because I couldn't, I was in and out. They gave me IV fluids and stuff like that. They didn't give me, psychotropic drugs or anything. But I was in bad shape. And he saw, an advantage point and came in. And then just like, I don't know how, it was like 10 years after. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. It took me 10 years. And I said, fuck this. I'm just eating myself alive. I'm going to forgive him and let go. So I went and visited him at the prison. All right, that's another whole story. I wrote that, The Prisoner, in one of my books. I don't know if it's Love Outside the Boundaries. I might have written it in that book. The Prisoner. It was one of the chapters. I wrote about my experience visiting my cousin in prison. But he was shocked. because I was the first person to visit him. No one else had visited him. What does that tell you? And he had 3 children and a wife, and I was the first person to visit him in prison. Well, after I left, okay, we wrote back and forth. He wrote me letters from prison, and I wrote him. I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I felt like a weight had just been lifted off my shoulders, and it just felt so amazing that I could let go of that hate and just, I mean, after that, it was fine. I had no hate. I had no rage. I felt great. It's the first time in my life. How old was I? I think I was in my 40s. In my late 40s. I was in my late 40s, okay? It was the first time in my life I truly forgave someone, and it felt really good inside. So, just letting you know that the forgiveness and letting go, it's not about the other person. My cousin didn't ask for forgiveness. He never asked for forgiveness. But I forgave him anyway, and I just let it go, and it felt great. So, just taking advice from an old broad. The 5th and final one of mistakes to never make in your life: never lose your individuality. Never lose your uniqueness, okay? Don't try to fit in the box. Don't try to run with the herd. Be your own person. Stand out. You are a beautiful, amazing, intelligent person. Don't try to fit in with everyone. Stand out and shine your own light on your own. That means, embrace you. Do you. I do me. So many people have commented in the past, years ago, on my YouTube channel. And I used to do the crazy karaoke. I love doing that. It was so much fun. They said, do you. Don't listen to other people. Because a lot of people put me down. They said, like, I'm an old hag. You're ugly. You can't sing. This is disgusting. This is, they would say all nasty comments. And a couple of people would come on and comment and say, do you shine your own light? And that's what I would say to you. Don't lose who you are to try to please someone else. Never, never, ever give up yourself for someone else. Never. You hear me? Never give up yourself for someone else. You've got to do you. Don't try to please other people. Shine your own light, whatever that is, whatever you want to do, okay? I had a yoga teacher. I used to do yoga. Now I have arthritis. Can you see? Can you see how big that? Can you see it there? I don't know if you can see it, but I have, compared to this, see how bad that? I have all bad. See it? It's just horrible. So I can't get down and do those. I can't do. What is the dog or something? I don't know. Downward dog or something like that. I haven't done it in years. But anyway, I had this yoga teacher, and she just gave up her office job, and she moved out to Florida, met a man, married. And then she wanted to take up acting at 40 years old. And her husband didn't like that. What are you, crazy? What do you mean take up acting? She says, yeah, I want to be an actress. I'm going to go to New York, and I'm going to take acting lessons in New York. And their marriage fell apart because he did not support her. He thought she was nuts. What do you mean? We're both yoga teachers. We're both yoga instructors. He was a yoga instructor, and she was a yoga instructor. And they both went on retreats, yoga retreats. They went to Mexico. They went to Aruba. They went to all tropical places, and they did yoga retreats. And she said, you don't love me for, what I do. You love me for the person I am. So, and she didn't see that he did not support her dream of becoming an actress. That's what she really wanted. She wanted to try, and their marriage fell apart. And, they were both devastated, but if you really love someone, you support their dreams, okay? if someone doesn't support your dreams, then they don't really love you, okay? So you're better off without them. And she divorced him, and she met another guy that supported her dreams of becoming an actress, and they married. And they're very happily married now, and they live in LA, where all the movie stars live. In fact, they got married in the Beverly Hills Hotel. So she did meet. You will meet someone who will love you for who you are and support your dreams. But that's what I'm saying. That goes back to number one about don't dream your life away. Actually take action. Take action and go after your dreams. Just don't dream in your head. Take action and pursue your dreams. Because a dream, without a plan, you need to, is not going to go anywhere, right? You have to have a plan, and you have to put that plan into action. You have to actually do it. Do it. Like the last video said, just do it. And don't let anyone interfere with your dreams. Be you. Let your light shine. It's never too late. Look at Grandma Moses. Okay? Look at my yoga teacher at 40 years old. She switched careers, went to New York, took up acting, went to acting classes. All right? So, those are the 5 things that mistakes never to make in your life. And I hope you comment. Please comment and tell me if you have, any more to add to that list. I only have 5. And mistakes you've made that you regretted. But remember, as long as you're living and breathing now, you're here on this earth. That means you still have a purpose because you're still here. If you're still here, then you still have a purpose. You still have a reason for being here. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So remember that. You have a reason for being here. So what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with your one and beautiful life? Okay, till next time. Take care. Bye-bye.